Nixon's Plan B. I'm Rebecca Lieb.
I'm Jason Horton.
And this is Ghost Town.
We are going to go back to 1969.
Yeah, I've actually just was reading about Manson and 69, end of the 60s.
Woodstock.
Yeah.
Stonewall riots.
Absolutely.
Charles Manson.
It's a big year.
Where did the 60s leave us? 1968 was a pretty terse time.
Yeah.
I don't get to use the word terse a lot, but
no,
it was a terse time.
Go.
A lot of changes and upheaval and class stuff and social stuff, and none of that that's happening right now, which is great.
Yeah. You know,
everything worked itself out.
Yeah, exactly. We don't see ramifications at all where we are now.
But also, unless you don't believe this, man walked on the moon. Humans walked on the moon. We don't know who's been there before. If you want to just be,
aliens.
I'm being open-minded. I'm just being free and open-minded.
That's
but
good.
Humans landed and walked on the moon. July 1969, unless you think it was Stanley Kubrick staged
moon landing, which again, we are in a new age of conspiracies, so I don't know what you believe. Yeah. I'm not here to judge it.
Well,
okay, a little bit
depends
of
on what it depends on what it is. But keep an open mind. We love that. We try to do that.
Yeah.
But for now, let's live in some sort of reality.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walking on the moon.
Yeah.
Apollo 11.
The Moon Boys. No one calls them that. That's just me.
No. The Moonwalkers.
The Moonwalker Ranch.
Things you love to retroactively come up with to do like marketing for these things that don't need it.
I'm just brainstorming.
Yeah, they don't need. They're not asking for it though. No.
Okay, but if you need it,
we don't need you to.
My portfolio
spitball
is vastly spread over 200 some Ghost Town episodes.
They're like, hey, how do we get the Apollo space program like? For
and
people to relate, you're like, hey,
step into my office. And by office, I mean whatever Jason sits up and I speak into.
Yeah. JFK, the rock star that he was, he's like, we gotta get a space program going.
Yeah, of course he did.
If JFK is who he says he is.
Yeah.
I mean, everything around what we're talking about is rife with conspiracy.
Yeah, this is just strung together conspiracy theories.
You know, the space race has always been a huge thing, and who's going to get there first?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to say we got there first, I guess, and that's...
We did.
Say we did.
Yes. Yeah, hugely the Russian, America, space race, and again, it all has come back, and Trump's election, and what we think. Russian involvement is in American politics. That's never gone away.
In a previous episode, we just talked about Russian involvement in
a murder.
A murder. So
in a moida.
Yeah. Zoinks.
Oh.
And of course, JFK. There's nothing surrounding him that's strange. There's no conspiracy.
No, he's just unscathed.
Yeah. Family is never been embroiled in anything.
Boring home life, boring career, boring death.
No tragedy has befallen them. It's been pretty smooth sailing for the family. But what if the moon landing didn't go as planned?
Uh-oh.
What was Richard Nixon going to do? Just get up in front of people and be like, well, I had this speech where everything was hunky-dory, I guess I'll say.
Yeah. Richard Nixon doesn't want to look like a fool.
No.
He does not.
I know he's someone's favorite out there. He's
someone's favorite. He's like the villain. Like, again, I say that now in the age of Trump, but he was this, especially like, post JFK, this like undesirable, like haggard, older, 5 o'clock shadow, a gruff, even though actually like his origin is very impressive. Like he really came from nothing. And built himself up. Again, shady dealings, stuff around that. But like, part of me does feel for Nixon. Off the record. On the record, we're recording this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. His history is obviously very fascinating. And this is very fascinating too. Having this kind of backup plan to make sure. And he was always so preoccupied with being liked, right? And like trying to compete again. He was always like, felt like he was always competing with the JFK legacy.
I wonder if anyone's feeling like they have to compete with Barack Obama's legacy right now. Probably not, right? He was Barack Obama. He was the last president. You don't remember him?
Huh.
Remember him? Hope, change, all that. Oh, okay. I guess
I remember Joe Biden.
Yeah. I just got an email from Joe. I got to unsubscribe
you
from that
and
list.
everyone else.
Yeah, I got
so aggressive.
I got to
Relax,
unsubscribe
Joe
from that.
Biden.
Yeah. What I do remember is, in a positive way, is Richard Nixon, the connection he made with China and kind of reopening up those conversations and stuff, which was good, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's good now. Don't we owe all our money
like Trump
to
and North Korea?
Yeah, we gotta. Isn't most of our debt China's from China?
I think so. China's rock solid infrastructure.
Yeah. I mean, we
boy.
don't import anything from China or get everything made there, so
No,
that's
we
fine.
don't.
So that's good. So,
Yeah, that's good.
but that's what I remember being like. Well, everyone always says like, well, Richard Nixon, had to, open up relations with China again. So I'm like, okay, so there's that. So 2 days before the first astronauts were to walk on the moon, presidential aide Bob Hadelman, who had Nixon's speechwriter William Safire draft something up, say
Also, what
just
a
in
name.
case, cool names, right?
William Safire.
Yeah. And not, it's Safire. So the word fire is in there.
Ooh, all the elements.
So someone needs to start
Stone,
a fire.
Earth, wind.
No, see, I'm getting to this thing where I'm trying to rebrand the career of William Safire. He doesn't need it. He's good.
He needs it. We want to hear it.
So he's like, listen, you're a speechwriter, draft something up. And he did. And some people call it the contingency memo, the Sapphire memo. But it is titled In Event of Moon Disaster.
Ooh,
Sounds good, doesn't it?
That's rough. Yeah, that's something you take that out of a filing cabinet someday and you're like, what? Time to sit down.
Now, do you want to know what that memo said and what was on that memo?
Yeah.
You do, but you don't want to hear it from my nasally voice. Who do you want to hear it from?
Richard fucking Nixon? No, I don't want to hear from him.
No. Well, he never had to say it. So there's not like,
yeah, but
hey,
you don't think he was in a mirror sometime being like, okay, in the event of a moon disaster. He had recordings of everything, right? Watergate.
yeah, he recorded everything. He wiretapped himself. No, but who you do want to hear it from? Benedict Q. Cumberbatch.
What?
From BBC Newsnight is going to deliver right now for you as a favor to me.
Oh my God.
And
you
BBC Newsnight
saved his life one time and now he's gonna
I know. Now I owe him again. And he's like, be the co-lead in my next thing. And I was like, I'm only first on call sheet, brother.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he was like, fair is fair.
Yeah.
So here is Benedict Cumberbatch from BBC Newsnight, In Event of Moon Disaster.
In the event of moon disaster, fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. These brave men, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin, know that there is no hope for their recovery. But they also know that there is hope for mankind in their sacrifice. These two men are laying down their lives in mankind's most noble goal, the search for truth and understanding. They will be mourned by their families and friends. They will be mourned by the nation. They will be mourned by the people of the world. They will be mourned by a Mother Earth that dared send two of her sons into the unknown. In their exploration, they stirred the people of the world to feel as one. In their sacrifice, they bind more tightly the brotherhood of man. In ancient days, men looked at the stars and saw their heroes in the constellations. In modern times, we do much the same. But our heroes are epic men of flesh and blood. Others will follow and surely find their way home. Man's search will not be denied. But these men were the first, and they will remain the foremost in our hearts. For every human being who looks up at the moon in the nights to come will know that there is some corner of another world that is forever mankind.